Hi and welcome back. Finally, in this section, I also wanted to tell you about the enumerate function. It's a function that a lot of beginner developers don't know about until eventually they find this instance where, it could be quite useful. Then they go and ask a question somewhere on the internet, and somebody comes back and saying, oh, of course, use the enumerate function, It does exactly what you need. So here's an example of where you might want to use the enumerate function. Let's say you've got a list of your top best friends, and I am the first one. And you've got these two here. You could print your top 3 friends, of course, as usual, saying my top 1 friend is top friends 0. And you could copy this, and I made a mistake here. There. Of course, you'll have to change this for 1 and 2, and this for 2 and 3. You could run this, and I forgot these closing things. You could run these, and you get that your top 1 friend is Jose, which is a good friend to have. A bit boring, of course. We know about loops. We can use loops, right? So let's use loops. Let's say for I in range 3. And then we'll say print. My top I plus 1 friend is top friends I. Didn't forget anything this time. This is another way, potentially, of getting your top friends and getting the number in there. We can run this, prints out the same thing. However, when you have to do this, when you want to iterate over something and you need to access the index, like here, you need to access the index so that you know where in the loop you are, then the enumerate function comes in handy. Of course, if you didn't need the index and you just wanted to list your top 3 friends and say, Jose is one of my top friends, you could say for friend in top friends and say, friend is one of my top friends. This is totally fine. You don't need the index for anything, don't need the enumerate function for anything. But we don't want to do this right now. We want to say my top X friend. And for that, you need the index. You need how many times you've gone through the loop so that you know whether it's top 1, top 2, or top 3. In that case, you can do for I, friend in enumerate top friends. Again, this is pretty similar to the key and value tuple destructuring of the dictionary items that we saw earlier on in the course. It does the same thing. Only now, instead of top friends I, you can do friend. And that reads a bit nicer, and is generally just more Pythonic. It's a better piece of code here. Whenever you need to iterate over a loop and you need access to the index, use the enumerate function. That's what it's there for. Okay. The enumerate function gives you a generator. So these things, as you can see, are all intertwined. So if you had a friend generator, friend G is enumerate of top friends, you can also print next of friend G. And that's going to give you a tuple. I need to make a t-shirt that says, is it tuple or tuple? That would be a funny one. So as you can see, the first tuple that gets returned here is this 0, Jose. And that's what's happening here in the for loop. It's just getting the next element out of each thing, and it's destructuring them. As you know, you can do kv equals next of friend, then you can print k and you can print v, and that's just gonna put 0 into k, Jose into v, and these stand for key and value, by the way. They're not just random letters. Tuple destructuring, something you can do. We've mentioned this before, that's why I'm just going over it quickly. And that's how the enumerate function works. So it allows you to get the index as well as the value when you go over a list. Can be handy in some situations. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.